Pierre, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time on one of my videos, thank you so much for joining us. Welcome, it's a pleasure to meet you. Okay, so today we are going to be continuing my playthrough of Overboard. This is the third part in the series. In this game, your main character has just created the early demise of her husband and you have to get away with the murder of your husband. So, in the first two parts, we were able to get away with the crime, but in both parts, we didn't manage to get the insurance money. So this time we're going to try even making it look like an accident or trying to frame someone for the crime. Now in the first part we did very well. We went for the whole day. We insulted a few people. It was great fun. In the second one I ended up ending the day so early, but we still got away with the crime. So in this one I would like to get the insurance money. That's my ideal goal. Now, if you like story-based content, if you like videos like this, please consider subscribing, leaving a like and a comment because it will really help me out. I'm a very small creator, so if anything like that would help me out enormously. Okay, I also have a Twitch channel which I'll link to in the description, and my friend's channel is also linked in the description as well. If you like the looks of this game, I also put the Steam link in the description as well. So without further ado, because I've been talking for a while, let's get into this episode of Overboard and let's see if we can get the insurance money. Begin again. So we got some more objectives. What does the red key on the bridge do? Can I get into Clarissa's cabin? Can I get Lady Armstrong to stay quiet? Can I silence Clarissa? What was that red key? Good morning, Mr. and Mrs. Valency. Don't come in. Of course not, ma'am. Wouldn't dream of it. Captain says we put into Liberty Island at 4 PM. And breakfast is still being served, ma'am. Thank you, steward. Very good, ma'am. 8 hours, then you're free. Okay, so first of all, we're going to do what we did last time. We're going to go and get that earring. So, Major Singh is up there. I think he leaves by the time we get there. So we go to the deck. What's this? My earring, I must have dropped it last night. Someone might have found that. Okay. Now my idea is I'm going to use the sleeping tablets. So I'm going to go back and get them. I'm not sure. I haven't come across any way to get them. But in the first episode it said it was prone to giving out fits of anger and or memory loss and things like that. So if we can somehow plant that on one of the fellow guests, we might be able to frame them that way. So let's get the tablets. So we have the earrings, we've got the tablets. Ah, Veronica's little helpers. It's a wonder I woke up at all. Fuck it then. So let's leave the bathroom. Okay. So we're going to miss breakfast because it's nearly 5 minutes to 9. Let's go talk to Anders and get him on side, and we can do our little Titanic moment. So 9:10, July 4th. To reach the bridge, you climb a metal ladder from the upper deck. It's a terrible idea. Oh, the bridge is manned by some off-duty officer. Anders walks behind me. Oh! Ahoy there! Excuse me, Mrs. Vinci, but it's my shift at the helm. Oh, Russ got there so quickly. We got there before him. Can I join you? It's cold out here. Please do. The bridge isn't empty. There's a few duty officers about. And how are you faring this morning, Mrs. Valency? Anxious to arrive. Can't you make this boat go faster? Not really, no. But we'll be there soon enough, don't you worry. Have you been up here before? Can I try the wheel? Sure thing. We could head for Cuba, maybe. It's that way. I'll hold it, and you hold my arms. All right? Whee! Hard to starboard! Gentle now, gentle. There, treat her kindly and she'll keep you steady. But look out for those rocks. What rocks? I've got my eyes closed. But my dear, so have I. Splice the main brace. Hard to starboard. Over she goes. Not all the way over, if you please. There. Dolphins off the port bow. Where? Off the port bow, dear. Port is that way. They've gone now. Stunning creatures. Live in families, never a cross word. Marvellous. They give me the shudders. They're always laughing. Well, if you say so. Here goes. Hold her steady. Just keep going. The shore's in sight. For a moment, everything seemed pure and simple and true. For a moment. Alright, that's enough now. But I'm getting so good at it. It was definitely the Titanic moment. I'm glad you think so. Do you know I was on watch here last night? Oh yes? That's right. It was a quiet night, light breeze, no fog, relatively good visibility. Mr. Anders, my friend. I feel I've known you a long time. We're old souls, Mrs. Valency. That must be it. Are you trying to tell me something? You and your husband like to take the air at night. But did you know you're not the only ones who do that? Lady Armstrong also takes a stroll about that time. Does she? She does. Now, Mrs. Valency, I should perhaps return to my duties. Thank you for showing me the bridge, Mr. Anders. Perhaps you could show me more later? I would like that very much. Mrs. Valency, I usually do my rounds between 11 and 12. At about past, I could be near your cabin. Perhaps you might be in. I'll see you there. Until then, good day, Mrs. Valency. Maybe she could say, you can paint me like your French girls. Okay, so let's go back down. Now, last time, we started talking to the subtower Major. He's not quite in the smoking room yet. So let's go talk to Lady H, then go to the smoking room, I think. Less than 7 hours from Liberty Island. I clamber down the upper deck. Ah, Veronica dear, are you quite well? You look awful. Oh, do I? Simply dreadful. Too many late nights, I suppose. And how's that charming husband of yours this morning? He's not that charming. They never are once you marry them, you know. Men find it terribly tiring to be polite, I find. Indeed, so do I. I see. Toodles. Oh, look, up there on the bridge. Isn't that the commander? You mean Anders? Oh, you are playing it cool, aren't you? Hello! Oh, I do believe he's waving at us. She treats him to a wave of her handkerchief and then smiles at me. You rather like him, don't you, dear? He's very dashing. Oh, indeed. Quite a favourite of mine, but you know, dear, not all that glitters is gold, as they say. What does that mean? He's a very charming man. So very in command, don't you think? And so young for such a high rank. He must be very good at his job. He must be, yes. Whatever his job is, exactly. Our beloved commander, my dear, he has a secret. What kind of secret? A rather awkward one. Lucky for him, I'm terribly discreet. Give me a hint. My dear, I already have. She pulls a string of rosary beads from her pocket as she strides away. Okay. So I'm going to carry on with the subtopar Major Singh. And then I might do Lady H. I think there's a lot more to her story because we found out in the first episode that she wanted to destroy Carstairs, who's in the smoking room. So I'm sure that could be, if we don't do that this episode, we'll do that in another one. Less than 6 hours from Liberty Island, so we've got just under an hour to get back to our room. The smoking room is a stuffy place. Malcolm's jacket is hung over the back of one of the chairs. Seated in a heavy chair is a man with an enormous walrus moustache. Carstairs is here too, quietly smoking. Good day to you, Mrs. Vinancy. He salutes. Been stuck aboard this tug for a week, but I don't believe we've had the pleasure. The name Subtapar Major Sabdeet Singh of the 14th Sikhs. Retired, obviously, at your service. Veronica Vinancy. Oh, I know who you are. Chaps talk about their wives. Not very complimentary, I'm afraid. That's rather true, I'm afraid. Then you have me at a disadvantage. Ah, but perhaps that way you can lure me into overconfidence. How long were you in the army? Still am in the army, madame. It's a life work. Old soldiers only fade away, if you recall. Where were you stationed? Egypt, Mesopotamia, wherever they needed our steel. What's in America for you, Major? My old friend Pitts. We fought together in Egypt 20 years ago. He's only got one eye. I'm afraid he's quite a monster. What happened to the other eye? One shouldn't ask a soldier a question like that. The answer is almost always terribly boring. What about you? What takes you across the ocean? My husband is looking for work. They say America is full of places to work. How very aspirational of him. You saw a lot of fighting, Major? My great shame, Sir Habib. Indeed, yes. There were good days and bad. Do you regret it? Not a stitch of it. But it was a dark time, that is true. Okay, so we're running out of time. Let's quickly ask him. Malcolm plays cards with you, Major. Subbitar, Major, please. And that's right. And with Mr. Carstairs here. But between you and me, Mem Sahib, he's really not very good at it. You must find him a new hobby. I'll bear that in mind. Okay, so it's 11 o'clock. And we say, stop talking to the Major. We won't say he's gone overboard, because he'll go cray-cray. Have either of you spoken to Lady H this fine morning? I have. Did she tell you her theory? A theory? What kind of theory? Lady Armstrong told me this morning that she is quite certain, quite convinced in fact, that the boat is sinking. Her head must be spinning. Ha! Perhaps that is it. But my advice, keep an eye on the horizon. Check that it's still horizontal. Okay, so we'll leave. I'll be going now. Mem Sahibi. Okay, let's see. Yeah, 11:22. So it only takes us 10 minutes to get there. Less than 5 hours from Liberty Island. I open the door to find Anders waiting for me. I thought you weren't coming. He gestures to a red tagged key lying on the desk. I let myself in. Do sit down. Will you sit beside me? I'd like that. I wanted to ask you something. Anything? Can I trust you, Anders? My advice, Mrs. Vinancy? Look after yourself. That way people will stick by you. I want to trust you, Anders. I want to. So suit yourself, Veronica. Take what you want. Will you give me your passkey? So you can drop in on another man? No, Veronica. I won't. Anders, are we sinking? What? Lady H says we're sinking. She's been drinking since 9. I should say she is sinking. The boat is fine. I promise. Did you always want to be at sea? My whole life. I don't like the idea of being chained down. Out here, I can be anyone I choose. You better kiss me now. Mrs. Vinancy, I do believe I will. Okay, cover your eyes. Second time we do it. And just toss me onto the bed. He's quiet but attentive, like his mind in other things. But I don't care much about it. He steers me like a ship in close waters and I go exactly where he tells me to. 10 minutes. Then puts his hat back on. Ma'am, I'll see you again, I hope. Count on it. He smiles. He gets to his feet and heads into the bathroom to wash his face. His pass key is still on the desk by the awful dolphin. Sing quietly to myself. Rule Britannia, Britannia rules the waves. Tidy my hair. I sit up and begin to fix my hair clips. It's amazing how many I use each day and how far they can travel. Okay, get out of bed. Alright, now I'm ready. From the sound, I think Anders is brushing his teeth with Malcolm's toothbrush. I peer around the doorway. Anders looks just great with his back to me as well. I hop quickly out of bed and pick up the pass key with the red tag. Read the tag. Strictly for ship's crew only. Anders is singing an old song in a deep, manly voice. Okay, I don't want to annoy him, so let's put it back on the desk. I put the tagged key back on the desk where I found it. Lie back down. I quickly lie back down. You look perfect, dear. Good show. He picks up his key from the desk, salutes, and out he goes. How naughty, though. How naughty. All right, Veronica. Time to get up. Okay, the porthole is opened. We don't want to throw anything in there. Do something else. Enjoy the chase for a while. I lie back down and listen to the sound of the waves through the porthole. I can almost taste the quiet in the cabin. No Malcolm lurching and farting around the room. No muttering, no cursing under his breath. No pitiful attempts at intimacy. Blissful quiet. Move on. Okay, so we need to frame, because we haven't even spoken to Clarissa. Okay, so if we go to smoking room, Malcolm's jacket's there. The key to Clarissa's room might be in his jacket. Let's have a look. Okay, we're running out of time though. The Major is here playing cards against himself. Carstairs is here too, quietly smoking. Take a seat. The chair in the smoking room is a soft, warm leather. You can sink right in and not be seen. I don't want to play cards with him. Let's be going. Mem Sahibib. I don't know where to go. I think I'm wasting time a bit now. Someone has dropped Malcolm's jacket outside the door. Perfect! Yeah, because I wondered why there was no option for the jacket. Okay, look in the jacket's pockets. What have you got here? Cabin key. No wallet. Malcolm usually had that here. No incriminating notes. Take Malcolm's key. Okay. That's it. Leave. Put your face back on again, Veronica. Okay, so we're going to go to Clarissa now. Less than 3 hours from Liberty Island. Okay, so we've got an hour and a half. The after cabins belong to the Major and Clarissa. Clarissa's door. Must be Clarissa. Knock on the door. Clarissa, you're in there? Go away! You're going to want to talk to me. Are you threatening me? You witch! I never want to see you again. I know what you did to him. I know. Clarissa, have you seen Malcolm? Where is he? You don't know? Oh my God, Veronica! You really don't know! I won't do that yet. What did you see, Clarissa? Please tell me. Go away! Do you know where he is? He's dead! You must know that! Go away! Leave me alone, you monster, you harpy! She collapses onto the floor. How can she know? How much did she see? Knock on Clarissa's door again. Clarissa, go away! Meet me on the upper deck. Why? Do it for Malcolm. Trust me. I hate you! Okay, so we're going to duck out of sight. She's going to go, because we met her on the upper deck the first playthrough, so we know she goes. So then Clarissa steps up and hurries up the passageway. She's gone. Okay, try the key from Malcolm's jacket. Did that hussy give you a key, dearest? Okay, perfect. So, the nightstand. Her nightstand holds a glass of water, a book and an eye mask. Put the sleeping pills on the nightstand. Let's tear my name from the label. And leave these here. Okay, so we've framed her there. Book. What are you reading, Clarissa? Oh! The Greater Britain by Oswald Mosley. One of Malcolm's nasty little books. Small thoughts of small minds. You know why black shirts wear black shirts, Malcolm? It's because Nanny didn't teach them to wash their clothes. Leave it here. We don't need that. I'll be quite happy not to see any miserable volumes again. The desk. Her desk is scattered with handwritten sheets. Read one. So she writes, does she? Oh dear Lord. Poetry. She rhymed Malcolm with falcon. He hardly flew, dear. He more sort of fell. Read another. What shall I do with the drunken sailor? Tear off his clothes and make work for his tailor. Let's take one. This one. For he'd I commit the most terrible crimes, for the lingering taste of his kisses sublimes, and the inks run from teardrops. Okay, let's leave the cabin. Because I don't want her to catch us. Okay, so let's leave. Let's go speak to her so she's not. I go back to the upper rail. And there she is. Well, you wanted to talk to me? Out with it! Okay, we won't show her the poem. Clarissa, you saw something. What is it you saw? I saw him fall, Veronica, last night. And I will never forgive you. I was in my bunk just writing something, and I looked up, and he shot past the porthole in front of me. I don't know what you're talking about. He wouldn't have done it except for you. You wouldn't give him a divorce and he couldn't live without me. You think he hurt himself? It was all he could do. You trapped him like the monster you are. Is that your porthole down there? Was this where he was standing? Maybe, I'm not sure. She leans out to sea. I glance up towards the bridge. I think I can see Anders at the wheel. Is it your cabin? I don't want to. I want to frame her, so we're not going to push her over. Does it matter? I think it is. You did see him, Clarissa. I knew it! Oh, Malcolm, why did you do it? We could have ran away. I would have lived in sin for him. Goodbye, Clarissa. Goodbye! And with that, Clarissa runs away, sobbing out her little heart. Okay, so if we go to rail, should we drop the key overboard? Because we don't need the key anymore. And we don't want someone to search us and find the key. Okay, so let's drop something overboard. Oh, no, we can't do that anyway. That is fine. You're long gone now, Malcolm. I'm not missing you yet. From somewhere below, I can hear Clarissa sobbing. There you are. We're needed in the restaurant now. Walk me there? Certainly, madam. Let me take your arm. In the restaurant, Lady H, Carstairs, and the Major are soon gathered. Clarissa Turpentine is standing apart, still sniffling. Anders walks me in and steps to one side. Thank you all for coming. I apologise for gathering you all in here. It is most unusual. But I believe something unusual has indeed occurred. Mrs. Villancy? Malcolm Villancy isn't with you? Tell them, Veronica! He's missing since last night. I'm worried sick. That's because he's dead. Dead because of her. I saw him fall into the sea. Last night he fell past my window as I looked out. Say nothing, because we agree with that. We don't want to do anything. Yeah, I don't think. No, let's say no. No! Please, Miss Turpentine. You say you saw him falling past your window. He reached out to me like a ghost. This is in very poor taste. You know, of course one doesn't like to gossip. But Malcolm Vinci was on the upper deck last night. And he wasn't alone. And you saw something? Not saw, not with these aging eyes. Please, Lady Armstrong, spit it out. The lady wobbles a bit. She's clearly been drinking. Malcolm was over by the rail smoking, and with him was one of our young women. Well, it wasn't me. I didn't go near the upper deck last night. But I know Malcolm did. Malcolm was going to visit me. I gave him my key. You gave a married man your cabin key? You heard me. But he never came because he threw himself overboard. Or maybe you two met on deck. And you threw him into the sea. I didn't. I'm not like you. Are you even sane, Clarissa Turpentine? Who falls in love on a boat crossing? You don't know what you're talking about. When I went to find Miss Turpentine, I found these in her cabin. Barbiturates, sleeping tablets, extremely strong. They're usually prescribed for neurotics. Those aren't mine. I've never seen those before. I imagine they have side effects. The side effects include memory loss, mood swings, erratic emotional behaviour. I didn't. I know I didn't. Think hard now. Was Miss Turpentine Miss Turpentine you saw on the deck last night, Lady Armstrong? I think perhaps it was Clarissa that I saw. And this is terribly ghoulish, but I heard Mr. Vinci going overboard. I heard the splash. Didn't realise what it was then, but now I do. I know what you're doing, Veronica! Enough theatrics, Clarissa. Admit what you did. I rather agree, dear. Ladies, please. The fact is, Mr. Vinci is missing. The evidence we have is all circumstantial. But in my experience, circumstantial evidence does not lie. Only people lie. And when their lies unravel, the truth stands naked before us. The suspense is killing us, Major. Miss Turpentine, you went for a stroll with Mr. Vinci on the upper deck in the dark, just as Lady H heard something or someone go overboard. You were in love with him, Miss Turpentine, and like a cad he claimed to love you. As America approached, you demanded he leave his charming wife. Quite naturally he was refused, but he did not know you were an emotional crackpot. That's not true! He was ready to leave her for me! We made plans! If that were true, Miss Turpentine, then you would not have pushed him overboard in a fit of jealous rage. Clarissa, I forgive you. What? I'm a Christian, Clarissa. I'm a Christian, Clarissa. I forgive you. And a fat lot of good it'll do you too. I can confirm it. I saw Miss Turpentine up on deck with Mr. Vinci, and I saw something fall off the ship. This will be a major scandal for the company. I didn't want to say until I was quite sure what I'd seen. You liar! You're all in it together. This is a fix. This is a fix. You hear me? I'll get you, Veronica. I'll get you. I feel sorry for you, Clarissa. You had your whole life ahead of you. You're doing this to me! You're doing this to me! This way, please, Miss Turpentine. I'm so glad that's over. A most curious affair indeed. I think we've done it. 8:45 on July 4th in the Hotel Pattert again. What do you have, Miss Amersham? Something strong and smooth. Oh, I have just a thing. I must say you do that very well. The sleeping pills were a lovely detail. It's not the only thing I do well. Oh, I know. You're terribly versatile, my dear. Your drink, miss. Miss? Me? I never miss. Here's to life insurance, money and charm. It's a lovely package. You're flattering me, Commander. Well, I've got a vested interest, of course. Full steam ahead. 9:30 July 5th, deluxe suite in the Hotel Partington. I wake to the sound of an envelope sliding under my door. Anders is still snoring. Veronica, I saw what you did, and that money you'll be getting. Read on. You're going to be sending some of that money my way. Give lovely Mr. Anders my very best. Toodles. We've been blackmailed. And I think we know who it's by, Lady H. She said toodles. So justice will be done. So, we got freedom, we got life insurance. There's still some loose ends. So heiress Clarissa Turpentine, a dangerous lunatic, was dramatically arrested for the murder of Malcolm Vinci aboard the SS Hook. Mrs. Vinci is reportedly now a very wealthy woman thanks to a generous life insurance policy, and has already been seen in the company of her new man, Commander Anders of the British Navy. Watch out, sir, there might be storms ahead. Picture, Miss Turpentine broke down in tears as she was led away by harbour police. Okay, so that's the end of part 3. We got the freedom, we got life insurance. We have to play again to get no loose ends and see if we can unravel some of the mysteries. So from the first episode, we know that Lady H had something against Carstairs. Maybe we can help her and that will keep her silent. We know that she had a secret against Anders. Maybe we can use that against Anders. So instead of having a relationship with him, we can keep him silent. We can blackmail him. I'm just talking like a criminal now. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this game. If it's something that you like, make sure you check it out. I always put the Steam links in the description. Thank you so much for joining me. If you like this content, please subscribe, like the video, do all those things to help a very small creator out. And I'll see you in the next video. Much love to you all. Mwah.